If you know, you know. And if you know what time it is, you know it's time to put certain things under the light and expose certain analysts in the sport of boxing. That being said, Tyson Fury is fighting Wallin, a fighter that's ranked number 48 in the heavyweight division, which is laughable to say the least. Obviously, this fight has no buzz. No one seemed to care about the match. Tyson Fury came out clout chasing, wearing all Mexican colors, repping the Mexican flag, trying to get a buzz any way possible, and still getting backlash. And that's the only way to promote the fight, really. So Tyson Fury is not from the US. He's not Mexican. He's a gypsy. He's not fighting a Mexican fighter. He's fighting a fighter that's not even from the US. This fighter he's fighting is from over there overseas. I don't even know where he's from. That's how unknown this fighter is, right? He's ranked number 48, but he's repping the Mexican flag. What kind of sense does that make? How you repping the Mexican flag when you're not even fighting a Mexican opponent? And to make matter worse, Tyson Fury don't have any clue about the Mexican culture or what they had to go through or any of that. So you out here trying to clout chase off of that and got all this backlash. And I'm not even here to talk about that. I just wanted to point it out just to show y'all how desperate Tyson Fury is. If you wanted any type of buzz, fight a legit opponent. I mean, he keep talking about Wilder is fighting Ortiz. Ortiz is like 147 years old. If Ortiz was actually 147 years old, he could still beat an Wallin. Wallin makes Ortiz look like Godzilla. If you compare Ortiz to Wallin, it's like comparing Muhammad Ali to an amateur. That's how much of a bum the Wallin is. That's why when they show you the promotion for this fight, you don't see any type of highlights of Wallin. You know why? It's because if they actually show Wallin highlights, it will show how much of a bum he is and ruin the promotion for the fight. See, they know they can't fool the hardcore boxing fans, but they're trying to fool the casual boxing fans. But my question is, if you're trying to build Tyson Fury in the US, why he's not fighting US fighters from the state? Why is he fighting fighters that's not ranked and not even from the US? And this is his second fight after getting the draw with Deontay Wilder, after he turned down the rematch and ran to ESPN claiming he signed an $80 million contract when we know he only made $1 million his last fight. So we know he ducked Deontay Wilder, but what I'm here to really talk about is Max Kellerman. So Kellerman felt the need to fill in for Jim Lampley and Larry since they're not in the sport of boxing anymore. So he tried to see if the shoe fits, and if the shoe fits, wear it, right? So since he got the complexion for the protection, he could say all the wrong things and not get exposed for it, or more importantly, not get fired for it. Now, that being said, Max Kellerman, he always talk about Floyd Mayweather, and every time Floyd Mayweather get brought up, he points out that Floyd Mayweather was cherry picking, was playing it smart. And every time he talks about Manny Pacquiao, for example, he always say Manny Pacquiao always fights the best, when it's the reverse. Floyd always fought fighters coming off their biggest win. For example, Mosley, when he knocked out Margarito. That's just one example. And Manny Pacquiao, when he fought Keith Thurman, coming off a bad performance. And not just that, he fought Mosley after he lost to Floyd and had a draw after that. And he also fought Margarito after getting knocked out by Mosley, and didn't want to fight Mosley when Floyd Mayweather fought him. He actually turned that fight down. So that being said, I'm just pointing out the contradictions of Max Kellerman. And when Floyd Mayweather was on ESPN, every chance they get, they ask him about his case when he went to court, etc., right? But when Tyson Fury is there, I never heard Max Kellerman or ESPN confirm him about using PEDs, about failing a drug test when he fought Klitschko. They act like the man didn't cheat in order to win the fight. And they act like he didn't use the whole drug situation to cover up for him failing the test. So that being said, We could let that go. So Floyd Mayweather always fought fighters coming off their biggest win. But when it comes to Tyson Fury, he's fighting fighters that's not even ranked in the heavyweight division. He fought Tom Schwartz after he claimed he beat Deontay Wilder and ran from the rematch. And Tom Schwartz was ranked number 63. Laughable, right? Then now he fighting Wallin, a fighter that's ranked number 48. Nobody know him, but Max Kellerman is interviewing Tyson Fury and acting like these fighters are real threats and acting like he's fighting the best out there. And I'm over here like, how you critiquing Floyd Mayweather for fighting the best after coming off their biggest win? Like when Ortiz beat Berto, an undefeated Berto, Floyd Mayweather fought him then when he became a champion. When Canelo beat Austin Trout to become unified champion at 154, Floyd Mayweather fought him right after. He fought Oscar coming off a big win. He fought Mosley after coming off a big win. He fought Manny Pacquiao coming off a big win. He fought Corrales coming off a big win. Hernandez coming off a big win. And the list goes on and on and on. The reason why I say these things, I know about all of this because I reported on it. And every time Floyd Mayweather was accused of ducking a fighter, he fights him right after. Like a Guerrero, when they claim he was ducking Guerrero coming off his biggest win. He fought him next. So even though Floyd Mayweather did all these things because he was the number one pound for pound and he was a pay-per-view star, so he had to fight big names opponents coming off their biggest win in order to sell the pay-per-view, because he will be consistent fighting on pay-per-view since he was the biggest star and the number one pound for pound in the sport of boxing. He still got accused by Max Kellerman for cherry picking. Keep in mind, Floyd Mayweather has the deepest resume in boxing. So if Floyd Mayweather is cherry picking, every other fighter is cherry picking. If that's the case, if that's the standard we going by. So Floyd Mayweather has the deepest resume in the sport of boxing. He fought them at their best, broke all type of records, and is undefeated and dominated them. So Max Kellerman stayed claiming that Floyd Mayweather is a cherry picker and he was smart about how his career went, right? But when it comes to Tyson Fury, he's right in front of him and he knows these fighters that he's fighting are not even ranked, and he ran and ducked the Deontay Wilder rematch. But he don't call him out for it. He don't ask him, why you fighting these unranked fighters? He actually tell him, man, you knocked out your last opponent. It was impressive, you know, knocking out a top fighter, and now can you do it to Wallin? And I'm over here like, are you serious? I could have knocked Tom Schwartz out. It was a circus show, and Tyson Fury was the clown. And like I said, it was scripted. The whole thing was scripted. From Tyson Fury not sitting on his stool in the corner when he fought Tom Schwartz, and they made the stool taller because he was a taller fighter. They actually brought attention to it before the fight because Tyson Fury stood up the whole time, and they wanted to show Tyson Fury with all the Rocky trunks on, and to show that he's not sitting down and that he's this Rocky fella. And it's like, are you serious? And they still got low views after all that promotion because he's not fighting a real threat. It was like WWE. I swear, I felt like I was watching WWE all over again. So they do all that. And again, Tyson Fury is fighting Wallin, and Max Kellerman is right in front of him, and he acting like these guys are real threats to Tyson Fury, knowing damn well Tyson Fury could knock him out with one hand tied behind his back in the first round with the first punch if he wanted to. That's how much of a bum these fighters are. And I don't even like to call certain fighters bum, but it is what it is. I'm just stating the obvious. I mean, Tyson Fury was seeing Tom Schwartz punches coming in slow motion. Literally. So I say all that to point out how much of a hypocrite Max Kellerman is. Like I said, he felt the need to replace Jim Lampley in the sport of boxing. We just got rid of him. Max Kellerman was doing good early on in his career, but he got infected because he was hanging out with Jim Lampley too much. So I say all that just to point out the hypocrisy that's going on in the sport of boxing. You got Deontay Wilder on one hand fighting the toughest competition. He just fought Ortiz, knocked him out in an impressive fashion, fought Tyson Fury. The early 3 rounds was very close. It could have went either way. Then Tyson Fury was outboxing Wilder in the middle rounds. Then Wilder, he has the it factor. He came out and almost knocked out Tyson Fury. However, Tyson Fury got up. It was a draw. I thought it was a draw, right? So run it back. But Tyson Fury ran all the way to ESPN. And Deontay Wilder, what he did, he fought his mandatory. A fighter that's actually ranked, Brazil, right? He knocked him out. Now he's fighting Ortiz again. Now he want to fight Fury again. And then he want to fight Ruiz or AJ. However, AJ been ducking for the past 3 years, right? So I say all that. Deontay Wilder is doing everything he can to make these big fights happen, taking on the biggest fights with the highest risk. However, he'll get no credit. But Tyson Fury, on the other hand, and Bob Arum claim they want to build the fight. But how is you building the fight in the U.S. by fighting these bums that's not even from the U.S.? At least fight fighters in the U.S. if you're planning on building the fight. But you fighting fighters that's not from the U.S., that's unranked, and your stock is not going up. Tyson Fury was more famous when Wilder almost knocked him out than now. They still talk about how he got up from that knockdown till this day. So they still use that for promotion till this day, mentioning Deontay Wilder's name, using Wilder in the media. So Wilder, on the other hand, building his brand, and the only way the fight is getting bigger is thanks to Deontay Wilder's name getting bigger by getting all these knockouts going viral on Twitter, Instagram, on the news, etc., etc. So they using Deontay Wilder to promote Tyson Fury. And in my opinion, Wilder shouldn't give Fury the rematch till he actually fight the real competition around, since he already ducked the rematch, right? So I just wanted to point out the hypocrisy and the corrupt that's going on in the sport of boxing. And if you got the complexion for the protection, they try to claim you number one, when we all know Wilder's number one. Even ESPN, I believe, have Wilder's number one. But Max Kellerman will tell you Tyson Fury's number one, even though he's fighting 2 bums that's unranked. And the fighters before he fought Wilder was 2 bums also. So all this is preparation to fight Deontay Wilder, because Wilder got him shook. 1 minute he say Wilder almost killed me. Another minute he say Wilder's scared. Then a third minute he say, oh, Wilder could fight Ruiz, just give me step aside money. And then he come out again and say Deontay Wilder scared. It's like, man, make up your mind, Tyson Fury. You the one who ran from the rematch. You try to play games with Deontay Wilder, try to play mind games, telling him after the fight, I'm already in training camp, I'm going to be in better shape this fight. And then you turn the fight down. You was hoping Deontay Wilder doesn't pursue a rematch. That's what Tyson Fury was really hoping. And then he fought Tom Schwartz. When he came into the fight, he weighed in more than he did for the Deontay Wilder fight. So he was actually in a better shape when he fought Deontay Wilder. However, he claimed that if he was in that same shape he fought Tom Schwartz in when he fought Wilder, he would have knocked Wilder out. Well, why did you run from the rematch? It's like a no-brainer. Like, what are you talking about, Tyson Fury? But since they got the complexion for the protection, no matter how much they contradict themselves, the media is not going to expose them. Instead, they're going to try to cover up for them. That's the corrupt that's going on in the sport of boxing. It's like a race war. You don't understand how many times Tyson Fury contradicted himself talking about Deontay Wilder rematch. One time he will come out saying, my family was scared for my life. They don't want me to take the rematch. Second minute, he will say, Wilder's scared. Then the minute after that, he will say, Wilder almost killed me. I was scared for my life. I don't know how I got up. But the truth of the matter, Tyson Fury had literally almost 4 camps now and 4 different opponents just to prepare for a Deontay Wilder. I don't even think he's sparring fighters with the same size as his opponent. He's actually sparring fighters probably the same size as Deontay Wilder, preparing for that fight. Because all these bums is all preparation for the Deontay Wilder fight, and his promoter already came out and stated that. So they try to justify it, but at the same time, they try to say Tyson Fury is the best. So, either give Deontay Wilder his credit and say his right hand is so frightening that, like I said, it's an eraser. So whatever you wrote in the history book, you don't want it to get erased. That's why they be so scared of it, Deontay Wilder. I'd be scared of a Deontay Wilder if I fight him. So regardless, whatever the case might be, give the credit where credit is deserved. Don't try to downplay Deontay Wilder while praising yourself and you ducking Wilder. Like I said, Max Kellerman, don't praise Tyson Fury and his resume and this and that. And like I said, talk shit about Floyd and what he accomplished, when Tyson Fury is not even a feather of what Floyd Mayweather accomplished in the sport of boxing. It's not even a comparison. So that being said, Max Kellerman, like I said, he need to stop all this hypocrisy. He need to stop contradicting himself, and he need to give credit where credit is deserved, instead of supporting certain fighters and overpraising certain fighters like Tyson Fury and Lomachenko just because of their skin color. So like I always say, subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't, and listen to the old media of Max Kellerman. Follow Lunatune Boxing for the funniest boxing memes on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at AkiTV. All the links will be in the description box below. Subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to get notified every time we go live and to be continued on the next episode of AkiTV. Peace, and we out.